Alright guys, so in the last few videos we spoke a lot about all of the behaviors that turn women off and that will make them ghost you. Yeah, being a gentleman, being considerate, being super nice to her, acting like her boyfriend, all of that turns her off. So what we're going to do here in this video is we're going to talk about all of the traits that will trigger primal desire in women, that will make them super hot for you, even obsessed with you. And what are the traits? What are the kind of behaviors that you need to exert in order for a woman to really feel the primal desire and really become obsessed with you? You need to use what we call dark triad traits, because those are the traits that trigger that primal desire. So these dark triad traits, they fall in three categories, which is narcissism, psychopathy, and Machiavellianism. Now, some of you might listen to this and you think, well, do I need to become immoral and a total jackass and do things against the law to get women attracted to me? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not telling you to do anything against the law or do anything that is against morality. Yeah, I'm telling you that you should use specific traits that could fall into these three buckets, yeah, to get women attracted to you and to trigger primal desire. So that brings us to the first one, which is narcissism. Yeah, you will hear this very often in our society. That person is a narcissist. Such and such is a narcissist. And women, they will say, well, my ex was a narcissist. What does it even mean? Yeah, being a narcissist means that you're self-absorbed. Yeah, you are absolutely in love with yourself. Yeah, even egotistical, even in a way that you might lack empathy and that you're not even thinking that much about others. Why is it that women are obsessed with narcissists? And how can you use it in order for you to get women attracted to you? Become arrogant. That's very important. Yeah, women, they love arrogant men because women always date up. Women always go for men that are superior. Yeah, guys that have a lot of confidence. Even so much confidence that it can be classified as arrogance. That's also why when you're on dates with women, when you're interacting with women, yeah, you always want to pretend, that you know everything. Yeah, you do not want to say, I know, I don't know, I guess, I'm not sure about this. No, you just know everything. That's why even you will get sometimes women say to you, wow, you're so arrogant on dates. And then you will just say, well, yeah, I know, but hey, I have some things to back it up though. And you say that in that way, and that will get her to laugh because you're just joking about it. And you also just accept that people, some people, they will call you arrogant, and you just don't care about it. That brings us to the second point, which is being self-absorbed. This is not just being confident and just liking yourself. This is absolutely loving yourself. Yeah, a lot of you guys, you do not attract any women because you're constantly putting yourself down. Yeah, so then of course that you're not going to attract these women. Yeah, you do not feel good enough, so why should she be sold on the idea that you are a guy that she should go on a date with and have hot bedroom fun with? That's why you need to tell yourself constantly stories about why you are worth it. Make an entire list of pros about dating you. Yeah, sense of humor, I drive a nice car, I have my stuff together, I have a great career, I have a great personality. Yeah, all of these things that make you a great catch. Yeah, be self-absorbed. Yeah, not just confident. So that brings us to the third point, which is not being easy to please. Yeah, and setting very high standards. Because most guys, they go on dates and they're just like, oh my God, I'm so happy that she showed up for me. That's not what you want to do. You just want to set hoops for her to jump through. If you're not doing that, then that's just low standards. And it will also bring in women into your funnel, and it will get women on dates that are not going to be good for you. Yeah, they are not going to have the highest desire and highest attraction for you. Yeah, you also want to give off that that impression, that you're not easily impressed by her or by what she is saying, and that she also needs to work for her to win you over. This is crucial. Set very high standards. Being self-centered, that's very important as well. Most guys, they put women on a pedestal. Yeah, they make women the center of their universe, and that comes off super needy. It will turn women off because women always go for a guy that is focused on his own mission, that pretends that all of the stuff that he's doing and himself is more important than her. And also the exact opposite of being self-centered is what? Being considerate. Because what do a lot of guys do? They ask a gal out on a date. She says, oh, let's do a dinner instead. And what will most guys do? Yeah, because they make women the center of their universe and they think that it's their job to make women happy. They will just go, oh, okay. They will just go along with it. Yeah, and you shouldn't do that. You should set very high standards, and you should be self-centered. You just show to women, this is the way that I run dates. You're either going to do it my way or the highway, basically. Because especially in the beginning of the dating process, you should be only self-interested. What is in it for me? Is this woman really someone that is going to enrich my life? And very often the answer to that question is no. Because a lot of you guys, you're dating women you're trying to please her constantly. Yeah, and she is, the moment you jump through one hoop, she has 5 other hoops already set for you. And it's because you're not self-centered, you're not self-interested. You put womankind on a pedestal. Yeah, that's why you should be self-centered. What is in it for me? Yeah, always that question first. Does this make my life better? I'm not jumping through hoops, that's it. So lead, never follow. Very important concepts. Yeah, because most guys, they're just following women around constantly in order for them to make them happy, right? And that comes off super weak. You should know how to lead a woman. Yeah, you should know where to go. You should know what she likes. Yeah, all of that stuff, you should know it already. So always lead, yeah, and never follow. So that brings us to the second category, and that is psychopathy. So what classifies as psychopathy? Yeah, going against certain social norms. Even in a way being unemotional, yeah, and being selfish. So what can we put in this bucket? Yeah, emotional detachment. This is very, very important for guys, because they go on most of you guys, you're going on 2 dates and you're already super invested in her, and you're fantasizing about her and the white picket fence, and you become emotionally attached. Especially because it's been scientifically proven that women are attracted to men whose feelings are unclear. And that's why you keep your feelings also unclear in the beginning. You do not vomit out all of your emotions to her. You do not tell her that you like her, that you love her, that you're dating to get married, and all of those beta behaviors. So that brings us to the second one, which is that you should never be afraid of conflict. It comes back to what we just spoke about. Most of you guys, you're putting women on a pedestal. You always try to make her happy. You never think about your own needs. Yeah, you're just like, how do I make her feel good? And because of that, you're compromising on your own standards. Yeah, and you also, because you're so conflict avoidant, yeah, you just go along with things that are just not good for you. And not being afraid of conflict is even more important in long-term relationships, because women love to be told no. Especially because you need to say no very often to women in order for you to keep her attracted to you. We can go deeper into that in other videos. Next point is, yeah, being unfazed by her behavior. Because most guys, they are emotionally reactive. They will get a shit test and instantly they will become emotional, they will feel hurt. Or when a woman, for example, she becomes emotional, they will start panicking. They will think, how do I make her happy? How do I make her feel good again? Yeah, and then that shows that you're faced by her behavior, that you're not confident in what you're doing, yeah, that you haven't dealt with women before. You should always know how to behave. Yeah, you should always know how to pass all of these shit tests that she's going to give to you. Yeah, you should know when she pulls back. Yeah, that comes back to emotional detachment. When she pulls back, then that you do the same thing. That you're not going to start chasing her in order for you to keep her in your orbit. Because women want to be with a guy that is a rock that they can hold on to. So that brings us to the next point, which is breaking the script. Yeah, because most guys, they have been programmed. All of their behavior has been programmed by Disney, by movies, by songs they hear on the radio, by rom-com, to behave a particular way with women. Yeah, and in general in our society. Most men are afraid to break certain social norms. And when I talk about the script, this is, for example, behaving like a gentleman, being considerate, all of those behaviors that she finds disgusting and that turn her off. All of these behaviors, you were programmed to behave like that. And when you show that on dates, you show that you're exactly like all the other guys. And it will turn her off because she has seen this movie literally 1,000 times before. You're not doing anything special, yeah, by picking her up and taking her to an expensive steakhouse and taking out her coat and being super nice to her. Everyone is doing that, yeah? So you're not standing out by doing it. Also, the reason that breaking the script is so powerful and why women are so wildly attracted to it is because no one is doing it. Yeah, no one is telling a woman no. No one is pulling away, not making her the center of his universe and chasing her constantly and just letting his feelings be unclear. Most guys, they follow the script that they have been taught by Disney and by songs that they hear on the radio. So that's why it's very powerful to do the exact opposite. Because that will make women think, who is this guy? Yeah, he is not chasing me. He is telling me no. He's setting high standards. Yeah, so that will make you stand out and it will make her obsessed with you. Then the next point, disagreement. We covered on this a little bit. Women love men that disagree with them. So think when you're on a date, yeah, she tells you, for example, yeah, you know, I like Taylor Swift. Most guys, they will just go along with this. They will just say, oh, she is not that bad. But even though you really don't like her, in that moment, you can just playfully disagree with her to build that attraction, because disagreeing with her, that builds polarity. Yeah, agreeing with her, that just does nothing. It will make her dry. So that's why she said, when she says, oh, you know, I like Taylor Swift, and you're just like, we have to work a little bit on your music taste. But beside that, seems you're cool until now. Then the next point, non-compliance. Yeah, this is very powerful. Yeah, because most guys, they are compliant with everything. Let's do a dinner date instead. Yeah, sure, woman. Let's do a date near my place. And they hop in their car and they drive over to her place. Yeah, and they're compliant with everything. And that will turn women off. Women love men that are non-compliant. Women go for men that are rebels and are not taking orders. Especially if those are her orders. So when she tells you something, you shouldn't go along with it. Especially, for example, sometimes you will be on dates and she will tell you, I don't like that word that you said. In that moment, you look her dead in the eyes and you say that word literally 10 times to her. Yes, she will say, oh, stop doing that, stop doing that. But in reality, she finds it wildly attractive that you're in a playful way being non-compliant with her. This is extremely powerful. I do this all the time when a woman tells me, stop doing that. So brings us to the next category, which is Machiavellianism. So what does that even mean? A lot of you guys might not know this. This term comes from a writer out of medieval Europe, Niccolo Machiavelli. He wrote a book called The Prince. Yeah, he wrote about statesmanship. So basically what Machiavellianism means is that you're engaging in manipulation, in a lack of morality to advance yourself towards your goals, and that you're strategic. Yeah, so how can we apply this? Yeah, in dating ourselves. Yeah, being strategic. This is very important. Most guys, they are not strategic. Yeah, they're just winging it. Yeah, they have no process. They have no funnel. That's what we talked about in the other video. Yeah, you need to have a strategy in dating, otherwise you're going to fail. You need to have funnels, and you need to know what you're doing at every step of the process. Think about, especially when it comes to pacing the relationship. Because most guys, they do not pace any relationship. They just go on a date. They go on 2-3 dates with a woman. They ask her, do you want to be my girlfriend? Do you want to move in with me already? All of these beta questions, yeah, that will make her, yeah, that will just turn her off. Because pacing the relationship, it means that you're emotionally sequencing her. Yeah, you're going on a few dates, you let her win you over, you do not over-invest in her, you get her to chase you. Those are just a few things. This is a very broad topic, but you guys need to have a solid strategy for properly pacing your relationships. If you're not pacing your relationships, then what is going to happen is that you will become needy and that she will become turned off very quickly. So how do we use other Machiavellian traits, yeah, to be strategic and to spike her attraction and her desire? Yeah, be mysterious. What do most guys do? They start to vomit out their entire life story on the first date. You do not do that. When she asks something, on purpose you withhold some information and you're just like, oh, you know, it's a topic for another time. And you do that because that creates intrigue. She starts to wonder about you. And then when she wonders about you, she starts to invest in you emotionally. What is this guy all about? Everyone out there is such a simp. Everyone is just vomiting out his emotions and how much they like them to me. But this guy, I cannot figure him out. Yeah, you know that you're doing dating correctly the moment that a woman will tell you, oh, you know, you're so weird. You're so different. I cannot figure you out. Then in that moment, you know that you got her. That she is hooked on you. Being inconsistent. What do most guys do? Yeah, send her good morning text, good night text, check-in text. All of these texts, yeah, all of that consistency, constantly being in contact with her. Yeah, that will turn her off. That disgusts her because you give her no space to wonder about you, to think about you. And also what most guys do is then when they date a woman, they meet a woman on a dating app, for example. Yeah, they like her, they hit it off well, and everything seems to be going well. And what do they do then? Yeah, they start immediately spending as much time as they can with her. Yeah, let's go on a date tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow, and the day after that one. And that's why a lot of guys, they start dating a gal, they get to know a gal, and after 2 weeks, they're spending 4 days per week with her. And then what happens? You're not pacing the relationship correctly. Yeah, she will become turned off. You give her way too much attention. You do not limit your availability. You are too consistent and you destroy all her desire that way. That's why you only see a woman once per week, especially in the beginning, and then later on, after months, then you can perhaps bump that up to twice per week at max. But not more than that. You're not mysterious. You're consistent with her, and you do not limit your availability. This is another point. Yeah, that's also why sometimes you reply in a few minutes. Sometimes you take a few days to reply. Yeah, why? Because you create artificial scarcity, and that artificial scarcity gets her to wonder about you. And you are strategic with doing that. So that's it, gentlemen. So those are the dark triad traits that you could use in order for you to spike desire with women. If you listen to this and you are very frustrated with your dating life currently, you find using all of these traits to really get women hot for you, you find it intimidating, I'm open to helping you. You can book a call with me with the link in the bio. Then we can talk about how you can get the results that you want in your dating life in the next few months. So that's it, guys. Peace.